Hey there, welcome to The Hot Slice, the weekly podcast brought to you by Pizza Today magazine. I'm your host, Jeremy White, editor-in-chief of Pizza Today, joined by my entire crew today. I love when we all get together. So I've got executive editor Denise Greer with us. Hey, Denise.
Hello.
Design lead Katie Wilson. What's up, Katie?
Hi.
Hey. And creative director Josh Cowan. Hey, Josh.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
Holiday week, end of the year. We're cruising towards 2022. I hope everyone's holidays are merry and bright. Us personally with Pizza Today, Pizza Expo, we're going to take just a little bit of time off to spend time with families and recharge our batteries. Katie, what are you most looking forward to in the small amount of downtime that we're going to have? I know I'm looking forward to a lot of food and family time, but I'm an eater. What about you? What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to catching up on some sleep. My sleep pattern has been a little bit strange lately, and probably a bit of Animal Crossing, if I'm going to be entirely honest.
Nice. Josh, what about you?
I wouldn't say I'm looking forward to it, but we are doing some house projects, some painting. This is the only time of the year I really get a chance to do it. We got the kid is going to school while we have time during the day to do some house projects. So that's probably what it's going to be. That and laying around as much as possible too.
'Tis the season. Denise, you almost always have something super fun planned, like a bike trip or something like that. But what are you doing?
You know what? I don't. I'm not going anywhere this shutdown period. But what I am doing is I've got some hikes planned. I've got some rides planned, because actually winter is my favorite time to get out and do things like hiking, because there's not as many people and you have pretty sight lines, and as long as you dress well, there is no such thing as bad weather. It's bad gear. So that's how we.
I might do a winter hike. I think ticks are not a thing in the super cold winter. So you all know that I have an extreme fear of ticks. So maybe I can do a winter hike.
Oh, there's one other thing that I'm going to do. We have a new Roman pizzeria, a Roman style pizza place in Louisville. So I'm going to get with a couple of my friends and go try out the new Roman place. So
sounds good.
I'm excited for that.
So I am making. We are having on Christmas Eve actually our best friends, family of four with two boys, much like ourselves. Their family's out of town, same as ours. So our Christmas Eve tradition is we all get together and have dinner, and the boys all exchange gifts, and we just hang out and have dinner together. And we do something different every year. Last year we did an Italian night. I made my Alfredo. They made side dishes, the whole 9 yards. Well, this year we're doing a pizza night. So I've got my sourdough upstairs that you guys all know. Hey, our sourdough, by the way, this coming January, in just a few weeks, our sourdough turns 6 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Starting kindergarten, starting first grade.
Yes.
So proud of it.
She goes to kindergarten. But so anyway, we're making, today I'm starting the process of making the pizza dough that we will use on Christmas Eve. Everyone's gonna kind of make their own pizza. I've got some plans for a cinnamon roll dessert pizza, a Nutella, peanut butter, banana pizza, barbecue chicken, buffalo chicken pizza, of course, and then old school, so pepperoni, sopressata. But we're planning a big pizza night, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Well, you have to bring it, man, because you've been working for Pizza Day for 20 years. You make pizzas in the test kitchen. They're going to expect a lot from you, so you better bring it.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what we should do sometime, guys? We should invite a bunch of friends over and tell them we're hosting a pizza party. And then when everyone shows up, it's just like you have like 30 Red Baron frozen pizzas that we baked off.
That is mean. Now, I will say that during the holidays, I typically throw a huge pizza making party where we all make pizzas together. And I've decided to move that to spring because I want to make use of my new fire pit and do some things with grilling pizzas and things. So I want to wait till spring to do it. But we're all into making pizzas. That's just what we do.
I love it. I've only had really grilled other than doing it myself at home. I've only had grilled pizza in a restaurant one time, and it was, I can't remember if it was
Providence, Rhode Island.
Yeah, it was either Rhode Island, Connecticut. I knew it was one of those. I don't believe the pizzeria is still in business. I know the owners, the owners that I knew at the time, they're no longer in the business anyway. But it was phenomenal. And, but we've seen everything over the years: grilled pizza, tavern pizza, Roman style, which you mentioned. So there's just so much going on. What do you think, Denise, as you look into your crystal ball?
We had one at Speedy Romeo's too, didn't we? Have a grilled pizza at Speedy Romeo's?
I don't remember.
Pretty sure we did. Anyway,
go ahead. I don't remember. Did we?
That's all right. Go ahead. That's off topic.
No, so Denise is always good about peering into the future. She's got these super high-powered lenses that can see like 12 years ahead of us. What are you seeing in 2022, Denise? What styles do you think are going to thrive in the marketplace?
Real quick, I want to see Denise get out some tarot cards and start like turning them over and be like, this pizza's gonna.
This is a pizza. It's gonna do this. It's gonna do exactly. That's what I'm gonna do. How did you happen to have a playing card in front of you right now? What?
I am sitting at my.
That wasn't a setup bit. It wasn't a setup bit.
You guys will play some Uno. I'm sitting at my basement bar. I'm surrounded by wine and bourbon and cards. So.
All right. Well, back on topic. You asked me a question. I'm going to answer it now. So we have seen Tavern Style rising. And I think a lot of people are very interested in Tavern because it's such a simple pizza. Yet it's a little different than a lot of the other styles going on. So I think you'll see Tavern continue because it's one that if you have another style, it's not that far away to be able to add Tavern Style with whatever you're using, whether if you're using a deck, if you're using a conveyor, if you're using electric, dome, whatever you're using, you can probably get away with doing a Tavern Style.
If you have a large bar component in your restaurant as well, that's something good to add as well. So, yeah.
And we are seeing, and this is something that's been going on for a couple of years now and will continue, but that back to basics, that getting down to the nitty gritty, because honestly, we are going to continue to have product shortages. We're going to continue to have labor shortages and such. So a lot of people are going to focus on what they do well and just keep perfecting it. So I think that you're going to see people just go all out with their pepperoni New York style or their, whatever they do really well, whether it's a thin crust, a pan, they're going to really bring it in 2022, I think is kind of what's going to happen. And then people are going to be creative. So the one trend, and it's something that you'll see in the report that just published this week, that you'll see on pizzatoday.com. It's kind of a look at the trends of 2022. But because of product shortages and the way products are going, so people are getting more inventive with the products that they have. So we're talking pickling, doing different presentations of that product, doing more roasting of ingredients, doing like just getting more creative with how you use those ingredients. And that is going to be a big thing in 2022, is looking at that topics list or that toppings right on your make line and saying, okay, well, what can I do here that's going to be creative that nobody's thought of, or that I can do in a different way, and you just knock it out of the park with my clientele.
Yeah, the whole back to basics is actually, I think, really refreshing. It's just time to reset, go back to an old school cheese pie and knock it out of the park. And it's time. It's just time to go back to the roots for a little bit. I think the industry is definitely doing that. Josh, there was a time, I don't know if you're still doing this, but there was a time where I remember almost every pizza you ordered was just a cheese pizza. You were just kind of going old school.
I'm still on that. Our weekly pizza, I'm usually just getting maybe add goat cheese as well to it or something like that. But yeah, it's kind of what I go with now. Just a cheese pizza. I'm back to basics as well. Tried everything, and I'm just back to square one of the cheese pizza.
There's a lot of that Henry though too.
Well, he has his cheese pizza as well, and we get that place Boom Boss, which is a local place here, but he will only have Boom Boss. By the way, he's 4 years old, and if he says if this is not Boom Boss, I'm not going to have it. So he's already hooked on the local pizza, so we're good.
Oh, and we
That's
know Tony,
awesome.
and we know Tony Palomino. He's a great dude, and Boom Boss
Mhm.
does great things. So
Tony has, and not only Tony himself, but members of his kitchen staff have competed many
won.
times in our International Pizza Challenge out in Las Vegas, which, speaking of, I want to take a quick opportunity while we're all here together. Registration for International Pizza Expo 2022 in Las Vegas is now officially open. You can go to pizzaexpo.com and register to attend. While you're on there, if you are a person who likes to compete, if you've been tinkering with the recipe that you're really proud of, that you think could wow the judges, now's your time. Registration for the International Pizza Challenge is now open as well. At this moment, every one of our categories have available slots, but they do not last long. They typically are gone within a week or two. And some are, some tend to fill faster than others, and they are starting to fill quickly. So if you do want to compete, you need to get there right away and register. Denise, do you want to talk a little bit about some of the categories that we're going to offer in the competition this year?
Yeah, let me first say, if you are registering for Pizza Expo, and this is totally a promo thing, but we have a promo code that you can use for Pizza Today
Yes.
that'll get you $40 off the 3-day pass, and it's EMRF20, EMRF20. And that'll get you $40 off. So that's great. So the competitions this year, we're gonna have non-traditional, traditional, which non-traditional is a really popular
Yeah.
category.
Usually fills up the fastest.
It usually fills first, right?
Yeah. And then we have pan. I love pan. Pan is one of my favorites now. I love going over and eating the pan pies. And then the Neapolitan, the Napolitana category.
And don't forget, we are doing something new this year as well.
Yeah.
Sandwich competition.
Yeah, that started last year, and sandwich competition is really fun. So it's Italian sandwich competition, and it's just such a neat presentation because sandwiches go so well on a pizza menu, especially if you're a lunch spot. Lunch spots knock it out of the park with your sandwiches. But I'll be excited to try all the pizzas this year.
I just think it's
last year.
I just think it's so important for pizzerias to enter these challenges.
Absolutely.
I mean, first of all, you learn a lot, and if you happen to place, I mean, that is great marketing for you. So it's a win-win-win all around if you're going to any of these challenges.
It is, and truthfully, even if you don't place, you can still spin it to your advantage with your local media. And I'll give you a perfect example. There was I don't want to call him out. We know him. He's a buddy. But there's a pizzeria in the Northeast 5 or 6 years ago, competed, and there were 13 entries in the Northeast division, and this gentleman finished either 12th or 13th. I can't remember in the Northeast. So it was last or next to last in the Northeast division. And a few days later, I see a press release. I see it picked up on the internet. I see it picked up on local television stations that Pizzeria XYZ placed top 15 in the entire Northeast at the International Pizza Challenge. And it was brilliant, though.
Brilliant
so
marketing.
you can literally go and get last place in your division and still go to your local press and be like, guys, I was top 15 in the Southwest. Wow. I'm what a big deal. And they're going to pick it up and they're going to run with it. We all know that newspaper, television, radio journalists are always hurting for a good local story.
Need some content.
Especially this time of year in early spring. So they'll run with it, and you can use that to your advantage. And then to Josh's point, if you do win or place really high, if you win the Northwest division or finish third in the overall pan category or whatever it is, or not to mention win, you can really use that to your advantage. And I know previous winners have told us that a lot of times that they will see an increase in their business of 30 to 35% once the press gets a hold of it and customers start coming in to try out the pizza that won the International Pizza Challenge or that finished 13th in the Northeast.
But you have to push it to the press, though. They're not going to just find it out magically.
No.
So you're going to have to push it and do your work on that end for sure.
And guess what?
Absolutely.
You don't have to wait until Pizza Expo. So I've seen great publicity coming out of pizzerias that basically show like how they're preparing for the competitions, and they get great press from their local news and just that lead up to the show of, hey, here's how we're preparing to be the best pizza in the world, or World Pizza Games is the same thing, because it's so entertaining, that we didn't get to talk about World Pizza Games, but if you like to toss dough, if you are really fast at stretching dough, if you make really large, doughs, if you can stretch it really large, or if you're really good at box folding, they have competitions for that at World Pizza Games, and that kind of stuff, like publicity, they love, like news organizations love to see that kind of stuff, because it's a talent. Not everybody can do that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. It's so fun to watch.
Every pizza you serve makes an impression. Make each one count with Bacio Exceptional Italian Pizza Cheese. With a kiss of buffalo milk, velvety melt, extraordinary stretch, no overbrowning, and superb reheat, Bacio is the unparalleled performer designed to consistently impress. And only Bacio offers the Gold Club Rewards program, which provides monthly cash back and exclusive marketing support. Schedule a demonstration at baciocheese.com/hotslice and discover how Bacio Exceptional Italian Pizza Cheese creates pizzas that impress.
Performance Food Service is proud to deliver high-quality products, innovative technology, and custom operational solutions to restaurants of all sizes across the country. The flagship division of Performance Food Group, with deep roots in the restaurant industry, Performance Food Service has been the exclusive distributor of the Roma family of brands for more than 65 years. This signature relationship has allowed Performance Food Service to become a leader in the pizza and Italian segment of food service nationwide.
Katie, what's your favorite category in the international pizza challenge? We're always back there sampling the pizzas. What gets you fired up?
I always like to see, I noticed this past year that the traditional category was really not that traditional at all. It was kind of surprising what people can get away with in the or not get away with, but like the things that can be passed off as traditional but aren't necessarily what we would think are traditional.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
creativity definitely goes into it, no doubt about it.
In the traditional category, so it's basic ingredients. So you have, it's dough, sauce, cheese, and one ingredient. That's all they're allowed. So, it's very limiting on what you can do. But then again, people can, apply creativity into how they use those ingredients, and also how they display those ingredients as well, because they're making some beautiful pies in the traditional.
I personally think it's the hardest category to win, because in non-traditional, anything goes, right? I mean, whatever you can dream up, you can try out. And if it's really off the wall, but it tastes good and it works, you're going to wow the judges. But in traditional, when you're limited to a small pool of ingredients that everyone else is limited to, I personally think that that's way harder to produce something that will wow the judges.
Well, the gentleman won last year, won with a straight up cheese pizza, right? Am I correct?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean,
and he had a clarified butter in
respect.
his dough, by the way. He used a clarified butter, which that's kind of new to me. And now I want to play around with clarified dough and pizza dough development.
Yeah, think about it. We've seen people import really expensive high-end beef from Japan and slice it razor thin and prepare it just perfectly to put on a pizza in order to stand out. But you can't do that in the traditional category.
No.
I've also seen people do that and a dessert pizza win. So it's like, you never know for sure.
You never know. I think I'm gravitating towards the pan category a little bit lately. It is one of our, not that it's new anymore, but it is one of our newer categories. And I think it was brought a really nice refresh to the IPC when we brought that in. And, pan pizza is just so hot right now, so trendy and popular. And there's so many people really elevating their game in that category that I definitely like to make sure I mosey on over there and get a bite or 12 while I'm walking the floor.
Speaking of the pan pizzas, I don't know if you guys have noticed, so for a while you saw this thing about high hydration. Everybody wanted to use these super high hydration doughs, see how high they can get the hydration, which also means that your fermentation process is longer, and it's a difficult thing. Well, now we're seeing those hydration levels kind of come back down. And so that'll be interesting to see how people are using the hydration. Like, where are they at? Because we've seen some go up as high as 80%, 70%, and then lower on the low side of 60%. But so I'm going to be interested to see what kind of hydration levels people are coming with in the pan division.
That's a good point. It's so difficult out in Las Vegas anyway. Unless you operate a pizzeria in Las Vegas, the humidity is different, the temperature, everything's different. You don't have your mixer, your oven. You are bringing your flour, but it's in a totally different environment there in the Las Vegas Convention Center than inside your pizzeria kitchen, obviously. So all the variables that you like to control in order to make your finished crust absolutely perfect in your pizzeria, you really don't have that ability in Vegas. You have to roll with the punches, and it's hard.
So what you're saying is we need to tie one arm behind Chris Decker to give everybody a nice advantage, because he is making pizzas in Las Vegas. He is from Las Vegas, so I'm thinking we just tie one hand behind his back when he competes now.
And
I have a feeling we could blindfold Chris, put really big mittens on, and
Mickey
he would
Mouse gloves.
Still make an absolutely killer finished, like he says, looks heavy as a brick but light as a feather. I think he would still pull that off, because he is a Michael Jordan when it comes to this. He is that good that it's almost unfair to even let him be in the competition, and period.
That's awesome. All right, so let's switch gears a tiny bit. Besides Pizza Expo, which we're all excited for Pizza Expo, what other things are you looking towards in 2022 for what you're doing with the industry, or how you're interacting with the industry? Like, what are you looking forward to?
I'm just kind of looking forward to see how everything settles in 2022. Of course, you had 2020, which everything went crazy. 2021, people are trying to find their grounds. I barring any other craziness, I'm just interested in seeing how people settle down. And like I said, it maybe back to basics, what that is. But to see how it's all really changed from 2020.
Yeah, true.
I'm looking forward to getting inside a lot more pizzerias on a consistent, regular basis. Again, we had to completely stop all of that for a year and a half. We've been in some pizzerias, but they've been few and far between due to travel restrictions related to the pandemic. And as things are slowly, not normalizing, but getting a little closer to normalizing, and we're actually able to get on airplanes again and things of that nature, I'm looking forward to getting back inside pizzerias where we could sit down with the owner, look he or she directly in the eye, and say, what has kept you up at night? How's your business doing right now? And just really learn from them up close and personal again. That's probably the biggest thing for me.
Katie, what do you think?
I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of creative solutions people keep continually coming up with to keep business running smoothly. And obviously the employee crisis that's going on right now, how they deal with that. I'm also hoping to see a lot of just pride in how they've overcome the past 2 years of craziness, and I hope everybody's proud of their progress. And I know I am for sure.
That's awesome. So, I'm totally in line with everything y'all say, and I am really excited to get back into pizzerias. I love being able to send emails to people and say, hey, we're coming to your town. We want to visit you. And then, and getting that response back of being able to get into restaurants. On another note too, just, the one thing I love to do is just keep learning about the business, just keep learning how other restaurant trends can come into the pizza realm, and learning about advancing technologies and things. So that's where I'm going to keep focusing, bringing that forward thinking to the industry. And, I'm just looking forward to how we can help the industry in what Pizza Today, Pizza Expo, how we can bring it to really, innovate and help our good friends and family in pizza.
Yeah, because we are a family. We've all been in this together from day one. We've leaned heavily on on a lot of people that we have good relationships with, who have, kept us up with what's going on the ground, what the fears are, how we can help. And we've, I'd like to think that we've done our part in giving back, and the industry has certainly done its part in giving back to us as well. So we are one big happy family for sure. It's time to get together in Vegas again in March. And I'm not sure what it's going to look like in March yet. Hopefully we can give some hugs when we see these people that we love so much.
True.
Yeah.
I want to.
And I will say, never in our history of Pizza Today, Pizza Expo, have we been dishing out more content than we have right now. I mean, with Pizza Expo 365, I mean, that's 5 new hours of content each month that you're getting.
Every month.
Yeah. Then the shows and, of course, the magazine and the podcast. So, I'm looking.
And pizzatoday.com.
And pizzatoday.com. Yeah. I'm always thinking of new ways to get that content to our readers and listeners, subscribers, whatever. So that's another thing looking forward to as well.
Yeah. And also
it's been a challenge, but it's been fun. We try to meet people where they're at, and we try to have a way to get content to them regardless. Like, Denise, we all work on the weekly newsletter. Denise and I primarily produce the content for it, but you guys both jump in with the artwork for it, make sure it looks beautiful as well. And that goes out every week, but then everyone has something, Katie really behind the scenes does the grunt work on the podcast. Josh, behind the scenes does the grunt work on 365 with uploading those hours worth of content. Denise behind the scenes does most of the grunt work on pizzatoday.com. I'm knee deep in either editing articles or talking to Pizza Expo speakers almost every day. So we all behind the scenes do something that the industry doesn't see and doesn't know we're doing. And it comes together, and us four have our faces on it, and we're the ones putting it out there. And it's just very fulfilling when we hear from people that someone comments on the newsletter that hey, I love getting this in my mailbox every week, or someone else, oh my gosh, I can't believe the content on the 365 library. And it seems like no matter who we talk to, it's something different. One person loves recipes. Someone else wants to get the in-depth dough articles that are on pizzatoday.com. But we're just trying to hit from all angles. And I'm sure in 2022, we'll do something new and different as well, just to keep pushing that envelope out there.
Absolutely. I think that's awesome. And we will continue. By the way, so I can't tell you when it's going to be because I'm not sure yet, but I know that you're going to see a huge change and surprise on pizzatoday.com coming in the first quarter of 2022. So look for that. And it's going to bring us a whole new level of the user experience. So I'm hoping you're going to enjoy that.
It's been a massive project, no doubt.
For sure. All right. So do we want to wrap this up with let's do something fun and try to get people to maybe respond back to us too, to, whether they do it on social, email us specifically, or however they can reach us, smoke signals.
Okay.
Just reach us.
We are going to sing Christmas carols a cappella now. Katie's going to start us off, and Katie, after you get through 2 lines, the 3 of us are going to join. And
No.
Katie said, heck no.
It's a no for me. No.
That's a hard no.
We are not that crew. We are not that crew.
Hey, Josh is going to beatbox. Katie's going to lay down a melody.
Yeah.
Denise, alto, tenor, soprano. I don't know how
I don't sing. So
you go high, I go low.
I've been
I'll
beatboxing since I was
rap.
8.
How about that? I'll rap.
Denise can be a backup dancer. How about that?
No, you really don't want to see that. You don't want to see that.
Well, if we're not going to give the people plan A, then Denise, we got to give them the second option, I guess.
All right. Well, let's just go with what was one of your favorite pizza moments of 2021?
That's too easy for me.
Yeah.
That was when International Pizza Expo in Las Vegas in August in the sweltering heat happened.
Yep.
And we were all together. We couldn't really hug. We had our masks on, but we were all together again, doing what we do for the industry, and the industry, giving the love back to us as well. And to me, that there's not even a close second to that.
Josh.
Well, just to have something different from Jeremy, of course, we got back into pizzerias this year, late in the year. We visited our pizzeria of the year, Raza, in Jersey City, and eating Dan's pizza was a game changer for me. Like, I ate almost an entire pizza, and it was so light that I was like, I could eat 3 more of these things. I mean, it really was a game changer. Everything he's doing up there is just amazing. So that was one of my top experiences ever, actually.
Awesome.
Yeah, Dan, if you're watching, I still think about your butter. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh man, I would love to take a bath in that butter. I would take a whole bath in that butter.
By the way, you can scroll through the history on podcasts and see one with Dan. I'm just throwing out that out there.
So Josh let the cat out of the bag. Our big project for 2022 is we're all going to Jersey City to Rata, and we're putting on our swim trunks. And Dan's going to have a huge vat of butter, and we're all going to jump in it. And that's the big content for 2022.
Yeah. All right. So Katie, what about you? What's your favorite moment from 2021?
I had a lot of fun at my very first Pizza Expo ever, recording podcasts in the bird's eye podcast nest sort of situation. That was really fun.
I loved it, and I hope we get to do that again.
It's something for like 3 or 4 years in a row. We were like, we're going to do podcasts there. We're going to do podcasts there. And finally it happened, and it was really great to see.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Well, Katie was the difference that made that happen. It was just us 3, and we have a million places to be. And you know as well as I do, we all have been here so long, our faces are recognizable. So we walk down the aisle, any aisle on the show floor, and you can't even walk 10 feet without someone stopping you to give you a hug. Hey, catch up. How's it going? Yeah. We just didn't have time to pull it off. Once Katie got on board, we had those additional boots on the ground, those additional resources. Katie's got the expertise and the knowledge to make it happen. Absolutely. So, yeah, Katie, we could not have done that without you. And it was a lot of fun.
Oh, shucks. You're making me blush.
Oh, look at her. She's getting red. And now she's in the mood to sing acapella. And go.
So let's just throw it out there. If you're going to Pizza Expo 2022 and you want to get on this podcast, you need to reach out to us so that we know that you want to get on our podcast. And if you're at the show, you come to the Pizza Today booth, say, Denise, where are you at? We need to get on the podcast. Katie, where are you at? I need to get on the podcast. And we'll set that up. So all of those are great moments. And I think Pizza Expo was probably number 1 for me. But a close second was actually our recent trip to Eno's.
Oh yeah,
in Dallas.
That was fun
because we were there for a conference, but all 4 of us got to be together and do a pizzeria visit together,
which has never happened.
It's never happened.
It's usually 2 of us.
It's just usually like either Jeremy or I travel with either Josh or Katie. And so for us to all get into a pizzeria together, and talk to the owner and listen to their stories and talk to the staff and just experience the pizzeria all together. That was pretty good. Warm and cozy feelings.
And the pizza was fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
That's my first Tavern Style in a while. So I was just like,
cracker Chicago thin. It was so good.
Really enjoying it.
So good. And the meatballs. Don't forget about the meatballs. That was really good.
The meatballs were amazing. They were amazing.
Yeah.
There was a really good dessert they have too, but I can't remember what it was called, but it was pretty good.
With that, I'm going to go have my With that said, I'm going to go have my chicken and broccoli sad lunch now.
I know, right? We're going to go eat our sad lunches after talking about amazing pizza we've had. Well, I think, hey guys, I think that's a wrap for 2021. Let's just send it into 2022 with some good energy and good vibes and wish everyone the happiest of New Year and just a great 2022.
We made it another one.
Yeah.
Well said.
All right. So see you in 2022, Pizza family.
See you next year.
Catch you next year.
Bye, everyone.